Craig Clevet has a problem, a big problem. He's just 30 years old and already deep in debt. He's brought a cardboard box out of the basement full of unpaid bills and demands for payment for amounts he can't raise. Every day, collection agencies phone him and press him for payment. Craig is more than $200,000 US in debt because he studied at one of the art institutes, a system of for-profit art colleges that earn money on students.
Basically, they said, yeah, it costs a lot, but it'll be worth it because you'll be able to pay it right out of the gate, and you'll be making more than everyone else when you're, in the workforce.
Craig believed the Art Institute's promises. The AI offers courses in design, art, and fashion, and students pay big bucks for them, very big bucks. To finance them, AI offers loans, guaranteed publicly by the federal government and privately by banks.
Which makes drawings appear three-dimensional.
When Craig signed them, he thought he was doing just the right thing.
It might just change your perspective.
They definitely sugarcoated it when they were telling me about it and how much it would, accrue interest over time and how much I would make to be able to pay it.
Was Craig just stupid? Was it his own fault? Or is there method in this madness?
I would say this for all of you. It would be helpful for you guys to say when you want people.
We're at a legal service center in Boston, Massachusetts. Lawyer Toby Merrill works here. She knows many cases of students who feel they've been bled dry and suspects the private commercial colleges target them specifically.
So the business scheme is to target people who won't be able to tell, at least not at first, that they are getting ripped off. So that includes low-income people, people who are desperate to change their situations. There is an Art Institute school just around the corner from us here in Massachusetts, and so I've seen a number of people who've borrowed just really incredible sums of money, and a lot of them have had truly terrible experiences.
The Art Institutes are run by a private company, Education Management Corporation, EDMC for short. The investment bank Goldman Sachs owns 43% of its shares. With more than 100 locations and more than 100,000 students, EDMC is the second largest provider of for-profit colleges in the U.S. It receives billions in state subsidies. After getting his bachelor's degree in media and design, Craig withdrew to the small town of Torrington, Connecticut, not far from New York City, and moved back in with his mother. He hasn't found the good job the Institute promised. In fact, he's working two jobs, one in a bar and the other at a filling station. Craig has to raise $1,200 a month to make the payments and interest on his private loans. Craig works hard. U.S. law decrees that even if he does file for bankruptcy, he still has to repay his student loan. We show Craig's case to someone who knows EDMC's business practices from her own experience. Kathleen Biddle used to work for the company. She recruited students, got them to sign loans, and advised them.
They definitely sugarcoated it when they were telling me about it and how much it would, accrue interest over time and how much I would.
And she regrets it to this day.
I saw hundreds of kids like him. It breaks my heart. What they do is just wrong on so many levels. Everything he said was absolutely true. I saw it happen hundreds and hundreds of times. They're stealing futures. They're stealing futures. They promise them the world, and they give them nothing for it but debt.
Are EDMC's Art Institutes defrauding students? AI's parent company wrote us that the accusations refer to the past and the situation is different now. On their website, the CEO makes assurances.
It is in the very fabric of who we are. As Chief Executive Officer, I believe in a culture that promotes compliance with federal and state laws, agency rules, and regulation.
Kathleen Biddle doesn't believe him. She says the company falsified statistics to get public funding and federal student loan money. And that still infuriates her.
Being forced to cook the books for the jobs. It was all about money. It wasn't about education in any way, shape, or form. It was all about money.
Serious accusations from a chief witness whose testimony is now being dealt with by the legal authorities. State prosecutors like Glenn Kaplan are demanding EDMC return government subsidies. $11 billion in student loans are at stake. The company says the charges are unfounded.
We have an investigation that is active into them. We are looking at them. We are reviewing allegations and complaints that have been made about them.
Loans like the ones Craig signed in Boston have long been passed on by the lenders. Together with many others, they're packaged together and sold on as asset-backed securities to holding companies like Hypo Real Estate in Germany.
There's money in two places. One, because the schools themselves charge so much more than a nonprofit or a public school would, and you get all that money coming in. And then two, to the extent that private loans are made, there's money to be made when those loans are securitized.
A nearly perfect system to get as much money as possible from students like Craig Clavette, who will be responsible for those loans all his life.
I am on antidepressants right now. I am completely stuck. Yeah.